marijuana, as we know at the federal level. It's been listed as a Schedule 1 next to ketamine, heroin, and all that nature, which is incredible nonsense. And now, well, the Department of Health and Human Services have recommended to the DEA to reclassify that ish. Yeah, put it down with a Schedule 3. That's something that we very much need. It has been long overdue. And the AP, they say this, that rescheduling the drug would reduce or potentially eliminate criminal penalties for possession. Marijuana is currently classified, as I mentioned, as a Schedule 1 drug alongside heroin and LSD. According to the DEA, Schedule 1 drugs have no currently accepted medical use in the United States, a lack of accepted safety for use under medical supervision, and a high potential for abuse. It's wild to me how marijuana, which we know was criminalized for racist reasons because Mexicans and Black people used the drugs, and it has been really ushered through the years as leading these tropes that in 2023, finally, we're getting some relief, especially given that we've known for years that marijuana is a great aid for people who suffer from various viruses, disease, and health issues. It's like, really, guys, we're finally here. And while I'm happy to see it, I am so incredibly bothered by the fact that there are still people serving prison sentences for using and possessing marijuana when other people are already out there capitalizing and making money. Jordan, any quick thoughts before we head to the aftermath?
Yeah, it's ridiculous that there are still some aspects of our society and government that treat marijuana no different than actual hard drugs. Just ridiculous. It's super safe. I don't smoke. I not really my thing, but I don't care if anyone else does. And I think it's ridiculous that you can go down to the street, go to a bar and get a beer, but in some places in this country you can't smoke a joint at home at night or grow a plant. Like, who cares? Who cares? A lot of states are leaving money on the table in tax revenue. And that's when I think if you sell it in an economic standpoint, you're going to see some of the red states start to come around on it because they're missing out. And other states are gonna get a huge, especially blue states are getting a huge head start in terms of manufacturing, commodifying it. The tax revenue they're leaving on the table is just ridiculous.
Absolutely, and the ignorance is also ridiculous. And we've seen largely alcohol manufacturers and distributors being the one to push against marijuana being legalized and descheduled. So it's nice that finally that the government is getting on board, because again, we know that alcohol, heroin, things like that, those kind of drugs, that those have been harmful and dangerous to people. They cause them to engage in behaviors that do not in any way uplift society. But what, cannabis, someone's going to go on a bender of eating Cheetos, is gonna relax, is going to enjoy CBD and how it can help rejuvenate and re-stimulate people's muscles and body. Like, it just, again, the racist reasons that it's been criminalized are problematic, and I'm glad to see some change come to pass.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.